Okay, so a lot of my stories have a lot to, they're all linked somehow to me, obviously. But it all basically leads back to my childhood and my brother from hell. You know how people are like, oh, narcissistic parents, and I'd go no contact with them because they blah 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 blah. Mine is not the case. That is not the case for me. I have one sibling, and he is the one that I have cut off contact with because he's a fucking a-hole. And basically he broke his hip long story short, he broke his hip when he was like, I want to say like 9 or 10, and he's 3 years older than me, so I was either like 6 or 7. He went on a skiing trip, got hurt there, I think, and then my mom was either at work, or I think she was at work, and my dad piece of crap guy, and me and my brother were the ones at home. And I remember I was at the dining room table. I was either doing homework or reading or something, I don't know. And all I hear is like this, like, it was like a popping sound, like a poppet, I don't know, those little things that you throw at the ground, like, not as loud, but like it, I can't even describe that sound because I can still hear it. And my brother screaming, and he was in the shower. And where we lived at in Iowa at the time, Iowa's, some places are very destitute, 30 minutes plus to get to the next little town, and then from that it's like 2 hours. Like, it's the closest Walmart to where we were was like 2 hours away. The closest hospital for obviously emergencies was, I think, maybe a little over half an hour away. And my stupid, we're gonna call him S for stupid. Stupid S, he, instead of calling the ambulance like a normal person would in like an emergency, he decided to move my brother around and get him dressed, get him in the car, and then I get in the car, obviously, too, and we drive the 30 plus minutes to the hospital. We get there, and my brother's screaming, crying, obviously in pain, and I'm terrified because I don't know what the is going on, and I can't help in any way, obviously. And so finally we get a hold of my mom, and obviously this was way back before cell phones and stuff. So we had the landlines and office phones or business phones or whatever. And I really honestly don't know. I wasn't a part of that whole part. All I remember from hearing that sound, going to the hospital, we were told by the ambulance, he had to be moved from this hospital to Des Moines or something. I don't know, because it was a big thing. I guess his bones were growing too fast for his frame or something, and his hip bone, I guess, I really don't know. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not sure. And my mom's asleep right now, and I really don't care to talk about him or the whole situation, because it just is the root of all my fucking problems. Because after that was all, said and done, we get, I jumped from that, remembering that, to, I think the next thing I remember is, I don't know. I really don't even remember him coming home. anything like that. I don't remember, like, I honestly really don't remember the first probably, I don't know, maybe 6-8 months, maybe less of that whole time that after that had happened. And so, my mom was also going to school. We had to move, and whatever. And I really, truly do not remember any of that. Like moving from that town that he broke his hip to that town that we ended up staying in from my 3rd grade year to my 8th grade year. And my mom was going to school to be an X-ray tech, and she was working at the casino as like a craps dealer, or I don't know. So she was working and going to school full time. I was basically the only person that could take care of my brother while my mom was going to school and working. And by take care of him, I mean get him food, get him drinks, help him go to the bathroom, give him his medicine, make sure it was given on time. And I had to help clean his, because he had like an external fixator on, and if you don't know what that is, I mean, I can probably show you on from Google or something, but I just, yeah. So anyways, and they had to be like wiped and, make sure there was no stuff around it, and put, this and this and bandages and whatever. So my mom, she did it, and I, watched and whatever. And then when she was working and, trying to freaking make a better life for us, I had to be the one to do all of the caregiving aspects of everything. And I was 6 or 7 when all that happened, and now I'm 32, and I realized, like a month ago or so, when I got diagnosed with all my stuff, that I only got like 6 or 7 years to be a kid. Because as soon as that happened with my brother, I was no longer a child. Not because I was forced to do all that, because I wasn't. My mom did not ask me. She did not tell me to do it. She did ask for help, like while she was home, and, I'd offer and blah, 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 blah. But I'm pretty sure I just kind of took it upon myself to be like, okay, this is my brother. He's obviously in pain, and he needs help. He needs me. My mom needs me. My mom needs help. So I'm gonna help. And so now looking back, it's like, you dumb bee. Why did you do that? Anyways, he was just so mean. So mean. He would yell at me, like, in my face, like that far away. He'd call me stupid, dumb, ugly, slow, like, you don't know anything, you're fucking airheaded, I swear to God, like, why did mom even have you? Like, he was a full-blown a-hole. I couldn't do anything right. I made his food the wrong way. I made it too hot. It was too cold. I made it a different way than he would have done it. He would literally find something wrong with everything that I did for him. Never got a thank you, never got a please, never got nothing. Okay? One time he bought me a card with his dollar and he wrote in there, "Sorry for being an asshole. I bought this with my dollar. Your brother Jordan." I can find it. I can show it. Whatever. I don't have it right now on me because I'm in the car. But yeah, so he was just an asshole. I could not do anything without getting scrutinized by him. I couldn't, dance and laugh or da 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 da, because he'd be like, "Why are you doing that? That's fucking R word. That's That's fucking dumb. Fucking stupid. Only stupid and stupid lemonade do that. And I could never, like, really express myself. I could never enjoy being around in my house. I was a bedroom kid, or a not at home kid. And, I understand that he was in pain and he was, on different medicines and he was in and out of the hospital and stuff. I really do try, and I do understand, because I have been in the hospital for a mental health breakdown. I have been on a ton of different medications prescribed by doctors to try and help manage and heal the brain trauma injury that I have from years and years of abuse from my brother, from hell. Unfortunately, my mom, I don't want her to get reamed for it, because she did what she had to do and knew only what she knew at the time, okay? She did the best she could. I know that growing up, Jay, my brother, was very difficult. Very difficult. I remember sitting on the floor waiting for him to stop screaming and crying and throwing himself on the floor because his shoes were too tight. And then my mom made them too loose. And then his socks were blah, 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 blah. Obviously now, give me like, 10 years ago, 15, 20 plus years ago, I was like, dude, he has autism. He has Asperger's. Has he been officially tested? No. Will he? No. How do I know he has any of that? He's obsessed with trains. Has always been obsessed with trains. Knows pretty much every fact about him. Obsessed with Legos. Build whatever with Legos, pretty much. He's really smart. Very, very smart. He's funny. But he does like the hand flappy thing, and he would do that while my mom would go through the green lights. Or if we were getting ready to pass a semi on the highway. Like, he would, like, and, like, I'm not making fun of the kids or people that do that. I'm making fun of him because he deserves it, okay? And knowing how he is now as an adult, it makes me laugh because he's such a dick. So I'm not laughing at the people with autism, with Asperger's, because I myself have it. I just recently got diagnosed with it. And I'm embracing my weirdness, my autismness. And, basically, all in a nutshell, he just was very verbally abusive, mentally abusive, emotionally abusive. My mom she just was tired. She was working full time. She was going to school full time. In Iowa, like, you have to drive 30 plus minutes to get from here to there to here. And, it's Iowa. The weather it goes from sunny in the morning to a blizzard by, 2 o'clock p.m. to it's fall weather by 4. And then it's sunny again by like 6. Like, it's crazy. So I know she was tired. And honestly, she just didn't want to deal with arguing with him. She just didn't have it in her to tell him to knock it off, to be nice, to correct him, and da-da-da-da-da. She was tired, okay? Was that fair to me? No, absolutely not. Did I try and speak up for myself? Yes. And I would be like, he would yell at me, shut the fuck up, I don't care about what you say, and eventually I just learned, what I say doesn't matter. Nobody listens to it. Nobody cares about what I have to say. And if they do, it's very minimal. Okay. So all of that, growing up like that, I spent a lot of time with friends' families while he was, going to surgeries and everything involving that. When I wasn't at my friend's house, I was at home taking care of him, helping him, whatever. And, cleaning, doing laundry, doing adult stuff at like 9, and not that kind of adult stuff, obviously, but adult household chores. And I guess I played a little bit and stuff, but like I don't remember playing much after we moved to the one place, and because that's really the most I remember of just basically him constantly, every day, all day, just riding my ass about how stupid I am, how, shut up, nobody cares, you're dumb, you don't mean anything, I don't know why mom had you. And it was like, he, not only all that, he would just also just make me feel so small, make me feel so stupid. Like, I picked this thing up a certain way, and he's like, why the fuck would you do it like that? You look so stupid when you do it that way. Okay, you say that to a 9-year-old, 10-year-old girl about how she drinks her flippin' juice or Kool-Aid out of a cup. Like, it hurts, especially after you just helped that person go to the bathroom or something. I have literally cleaned his diarrhea shit off of the kitchen room floor. He was in a wheelchair. I don't know. And I went to school. My mom was at school, for X-ray, and then I think she had to go to work or something. And I come home and I walk in and I'm like, what the, smells really weird in here. I walk into the kitchen and I see this like brown stuff all over the floor right in front of the sink, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm pretty sure I was like, I in my head, I'm pretty sure I was like, I think that's shit. And I was like, oh crap, let me go check on Jay. So I went to check on him, and I guess he was sick. He couldn't get to the trash can with the wheelchair or something. I really don't know. And he ended up throwing up in the sink, and then stuff came out the other end at the same time. And he couldn't clean it up. He couldn't get on the floor. He couldn't clean it up. And it was either I clean it up and take care of it, or I'm gonna leave it for my mom, who just worked 8 hours, drove for an hour, did 4 hours of class, and then drove another 2 hours home. Like, I wouldn't want to come home to that. And so I didn't let her come home to that. I cleaned it up, and I helped him get cleaned up from throwing up and stuff, and started the laundry and whatever else. And I never got a thank you. I appreciate you. I never got, you're doing such a great job. Instead, I got, I don't know. He just really messed up my brain. He really, really did. And other stuff obviously happened while I was growing up with other issues and whatever. But, yeah, so I got diagnosed recently, like a month or two ago, with ADHD, inattention, or something. I can't remember. Autism, Asperger's, whatever. And then some memory thing. I can't remember because, again, the brain is an organ. And after so much abuse and damage, it just was really injured. And so memory, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and anxiety, depression, and I think that's it. I don't know. And the doctor that, the neuropsychologist or whatever, when he was giving me my results, he was like, your brain is as damaged as someone who was in a major car accident and has a traumatic brain injury.
due to all of the trauma that I have had in my 32 years. How I was treated by Jay and, ignored and, whatever. Basically being alone and raising myself, or, spending time with my friends' families. We would see my family, grandparents and stuff when we could, but we didn't have a lot of money. And we didn't live close to them. And he's like, the doctor was like, so you have, it's like, it's an organ, you have to rehabilitate it, it needs support, it needs the right kind of support, it needs, whatever, like, just like any other damaged or broken thing in our body, it needs time, attention, care, love, support to heal. Well, I haven't had that. I haven't had the support, the time to heal it. I've had several things, bad things happen to me, even within the past 5 years, since 2021. And I found out when I got my results that the reason I am the way that I am, and the reason why my brain is so broken, and why it was broken before, and then all the trauma after has made it worse, is because I was mentally and emotionally abused by my brother of 3 years that I was taking care of, so he didn't get sepsis or sick or bed sores, and so he could eat. And I'm the one that has the ruined, damaged brain. And I still have not gotten a thank you. I have not gotten I appreciate you. Instead, he goes, I don't remember it, so it didn't happen. Okay. That's cool. I didn't do it for the thank you. I didn't do it for the gratitude, no. I didn't do it for that. I did it because he was my brother. I knew my mom needed help, and I knew we didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have a lot of resources or people. So he damaged my brain forever, permanently. And then all the stuff that I am going to make videos about has just damaged it more and more and more. And without the right support, without the right love and everything, it has not gotten fixed. It has not been able to recover. And with that, comes along a bunch of other stuff, like, just bad choices, bad ideas, bad thoughts. And yeah, so that is kind of like the background of some of the stuff of why things have played out how they have played out. That should pretty much cover why certain things have happened, and stuff like that in the later part of everything. I needed to get down to the basic, or the root of what happened,
why I have these brain issues, this brain injury per se. So that way when I tell all of the other stories, they make sense more. Because if you didn't know this and you hear the stories, you would be like, why is she, what is wrong with her? Essentially, because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? So I finally found out I am forever brain damaged, essentially, until I get the full support and rehabilitation and everything that a broken body part needs, is because of my brother from hell. He is still to this day a piece of shit, an asshole, a dick, and the first word that comes to my mind when I hear his name is fucking asshole. Not dad, not a dad, not a brother, not a husband, not a son, not a uncle, nothing. Fucking asshole. That is it. So, yeah, my brother from hell. That's it. He is my brother from hell. I know, obviously, people have worse brothers and stuff, but they say that, oh, you can't let what your childhood did or what your parents did affect how you live. It damaged you. It damaged your brain. It damaged a part of your body, the most important part besides the heart, because of their abuse. Which now, if you would not have had that abuse, then that organ would not be damaged. And then you would not have those issues. So yes, my issues, my mental health issues are and started because, it happened because of my brother from hell. And then I've had so much trauma between then and now without my brain being able to be healed. So, and I am getting punished for having a damaged brain. And that's going to be another story. So this is part 2 of there's no way this is my life, but this is the background of why certain things have played out how they have and such. Okay, so basically my brother was a piece of shit. He is still a piece of shit, and he will forever be a piece of shit. And I was his caregiver, and he was a piece of shit, and karma will get him on yeah, I really hope it's not his kids that karma comes after, even though he attacks my kids, even the dead one. Yeah, the dead one. I will provide screenshots. Yeah, he is. If anybody deserves to get their ass kicked by their sibling, it's him getting his ass kicked by me. I used to feel bad and be so worried and scared when he would fall because of his leg. And now I'm like, you stupid bitch. Let him fucking fall. I hope he falls in the parking lot and somebody runs him over. Anyways, part 2 with background information. I'm going to try and make part 3 tomorrow. I don't know. There's just no way this is my life.